had a question pertaining al-Hajj, which we slaughter during Hajj. Of course, there are different terms, such as there is AlHaddy, al-Udhiyah, and al-Fidiah. Al-Haddy is the animal which is slaughtered if the person is performing Hajj al-Tamattu' or Hajj al-Qiran, meaning if he is performing Umrah and Hajj during the month of Hajj, which is Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah, and of course the first 10 days of the month of Dhul Hijjah. So if the person is intending to do both Umrah and Hajj, then he is required to offer the Hajj. This Hadi will be treated similar to al-Udhiyah. And the Udhiyah, when we slaughter it, we divide it into 3 portions. 1/3 you keep for yourself and your family, and 1/3 you give it away as a charity to the poor and the needy, the masakin, and 1/3 you give it as a gift to your friends and colleagues and neighbors. You treat al-Hadi likewise, but you're not allowed to sell any part of it, because it is supposed to be entirely for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To the extent that sometimes the butchers who slaughter the animals may take, instead of their wages, the head or the liver or the fur or the skin. That is haram, because this animal is a sacrifice entirely for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you cannot neither sell nor buy any part of it. This is as far as the Hajj and the Udhiyah. With regards to the Fidiah is entirely given to the poor, and accordingly you cannot buy nor sell any part of it. The system that is followed in Saudi Arabia, at least in the past few days, of selling vouchers, where professional institutes or organizations, governmental and non-governmental, will be in a charge of buying the herd and slaughtering them on our behalf and distributing them, not necessarily only in Mecca, rather in some neighboring countries, such as some parts in Africa, if they are in need, is 100% valid pertaining the Udhiyah and the Hadi. The Fidiah must be distributed in Mecca. And that's why I personally resort to that system, and I advise every person who is performing Hajj to do likewise. Why? Because in the past, when we used to slaughter ourselves, we really get stuck and we don't know who's eligible and who's not. To the extent sometimes we slaughter our animals in order to practice the Sunnah and leave them there. And that results in what you just mentioned, that the butchers or some who do not have honesty and amana may end up selling the meat to individuals or to restaurants or. So in order to avoid all of that, it will be best to buy the voucher and put your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and put it behind your back and consider it done. Unless if you know for sure there are certain families, if you are a local person and you know that there are some families who are in need, and if you slaughter this animal, it will be distributed instantly. Or if you are going with a caravan, they slaughter, distribute, and they eat themselves. In this case, that too is permissible, whatever is convenient. But you are not allowed to sell nor buy any part of the Hajj or the Fidyah or the Udhiyah. Wallahu ta'ala a'la.